It's time. Finally, time for a freaking show for the Dungeons and Drag Routes Dynasty Fantasy Football League. Y'all know I had to do it after the day that was yesterday. The Cowboys winning, your favorite person getting a couple trades done, but I had to bring somebody else with me. I had to bring another person in. And since Jason doesn't care about fantasy football, as evidenced by his team's record, I had to bring my dude Keith in here. Your second favorite person in the league, maybe something like that. What's up, man?
That's probably true. I believe I'm like lower on the list. Climbing up there though after your trade yesterday. Like everybody hates you now. Like zero. Well, Cam, you've got one friend, and it's Cam. He gave you his whole. I don't like fantasy football anymore.
And I had to exploit that one friendship that I do have. Like I just had to do it. So I was like, and he's a dummy. He's just a big old dummy. He hasn't been seen for, I don't know. How many messages has he actually sent in the chat this year?
Send him some private messages from time to time. Some trade offers, some dick pics. About anything. Every now and then he'll send me like a thumbs up, but other than that, no.
Just a random thumbs up, like, "Hey man, cool."
Yeah, just bang.
Just
color,
just to let you know he's alive.
Yeah. We so know he's not dead.
That's good. I mean, I guess it's fine for his like kid or whatever. I don't think anybody else cares, but it's whatever. This is the name of our episode today, a show or something, because we wanted to just kind of talk about. I have it written down here. I've already forgotten. Honestly, no, I'm just picking. It's like the playoff previews because we have some pretty. What do you think, Keith? I think some teams are pretty solidified in the playoffs, and some teams, unfortunately for them, are pretty solidified in the old shit bowl.
Yeah, as far as I was seeing, it looks like 4 or solid, probably MOK just from points scored to roll in at that 6th seed. The real fight is going to be for Jason and Nick at 5th. Yes. And they play in week 14. So that really could be a winning in. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you have, hold on a second. There's, holy shit. Holy shit.
No.
There's something happening. I know. I don't want to do it, but I think we have to. Oh my God.
Am I in here?
Yeah.
I found a cabin. I found a cabin. I told you if I could make it, I would. I'm here. Guys, it's been a minute. I know. I'm sorry. Shit, after last season and just all kinds of shit, I took a walk in the woods and I don't know what happened. It just, I don't know. I might be in Arkansas at this point, but I found a cabin and there's no Wi-Fi, but there was a Guinness. So I took that and yeah, I saw the stuff last night on the thing and I made some trades. My team sucks. How y'all been?
And Keith, go ahead. I don't know what to say.
I look like you're Tom Hanks 45 minutes into Castaway.
Yeah. I don't know. Crazy enough, there's no sport clips in the middle of the woods. It's not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's not.
Okay.
It's not been great. But anyway, the fuck's been going on in the league?
So you get the head massage. None of that.
No, I usually get the head massage and everything. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
He's going to chop wood or something. His cabin is it's cold.
Just random kids walking up to the. That's a creepy cabin.
That's weird. What kind of cabin is he running? That's what I want to know.
There's a child here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
The cabin with this really windowless van.
You ever seen Tarzan? I think I'm dealing with the Tarzan situation. Like I'm the animal. There was a child raised by wolves. I'm assuming
you kind of look like Skylar from He Is Legend. Like that's the vibe I'm getting here.
That's a compliment. I'm cool with that.
I mean, I meant it. I offered
The first
it as a
time I would
compliment.
to see He Is Legend, man, I hadn't looked him up or anything at the time. Just somebody popped up and had some tickets, so I went. He's standing at the door, you know, looking like Charles Manson, like he does peanut butter out of a jar with his fingers.
Been there
Like,
before.
it's the most thing you've ever seen. And you know how he's wearing like the sleeveless shirt and jacket. It's such a great image for a band. Like, if somebody lets you listen to He Is Legend and then you had somebody draw a pic, it was exactly what I thought.
That's awesome.
Still
That's
such a good
phenomenal.
All right, Cam. We'll catch you up on what's been going on since you haven't been. You made a bunch of trades yesterday. We can talk about the trade. Honestly, we can talk about some. I know the two that I made. I think there were a couple others, but I don't really pay attention to what other people are doing. But Saquon Barkley for what, a 2023 first rounder, 2024 first rounder. I'm going to ask who I'm going to offer this compliment. The only one of the show. I think Keith is my closest competition in this league for this belt right here, which he'll never touch. How did that feel to you, Keith?
You know, it is what it is. It made me sad.
That's all you can really say.
Second. What you do, man, when you pile up picks, you really don't, at least me, I don't hoping I can draft 4 guys. I pile up picks hoping I can draft one and get some stats. So yeah, I mean that's what you do.
And then
I
later
don't want
that
to be
day,
throwing darts.
a little Devontae Adams for the same. It was pretty much I think it was the same deal actually. It was a first and a first.
Almost. Now, the funny thing about that Devontae Adams trade, Tran. So Keith had a really, really good trade there. It was just you topped him, but like Tran has got this thing where he
Always.
He wants a lot, and he's willing to give you. Keith said this, so I'm stealing it from him. He's willing to give you 6 of his players off the bench for a star, which is great, Tran. Thanks for that, but it's not going to happen. It's not.
When he sends me offers, it's like I'm not. Damn you, Tran. I like it though because it makes sense. But
he just
I'm not one to take a lot of the quantity. I want one side or the other. I'd rather have the star player versus the 2 or 3 utility guys.
Well, yeah. So you got Devontae Adams who's going to put up, let's say 20 points in the game, and then he's sending you 6 people that are going to put up like 3 apiece, and it's like, I just don't have that much roster spots to start all of them to make up for the loss of Adams. So, I mean, it's cool. I get what he's doing, and it's nice that he's trying to trade, but just do better.
Agreed.
I'm sure Tran trade, but I'm not sure. Like I don't get into anybody's business, I do. What I offered for Devontae Adams and Deshaun Watson because I was trying to sell Rodgers is going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Like and
he should.
Like you were stuck.
Oh yeah.
And I have questions about Watson, but I've lived without him for 2 years, so I feel like I can trade him.
Yeah, and honestly, with going to a super flex in 2024 as well.
Like my quarterbacks that were on the bench were Bridgewater, Trask, and like another backup. So yeah, I totally agree on that one. I was like, let me pull the trigger on this Watson trade. That one's going to happen. I appreciate it.
And then now, really, the like two like at least one contender. I really bolstered my lineup. I think personally think I was already the favorite, but now I'm like, okay, I feel very comfortable now. But really, the bigger story.
Wait, hold on. I hear you. Shut up for a second. What? Explain to me in great detail what bolstered means.
Bolstered? You don't know what bolstered means?
Yeah.
To make
I
stronger.
mean, I do, but there's probably people that don't know.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
make
he's-
To
stronger.
make stronger?
He's asking for a
Okay.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for Jay. We'll say Jay. Jay, there you go, dude. I got
Jay-
you.
Yeah. Jay's so stupid. He probably didn't know what that was.
I didn't say that, but we'll say Nick. Nick's
Nick
dumb.
doesn't watch any of this stuff.
Yeah, he
Nick
doesn't
and
give a
Bryson-
shit.
I'm not sure that they exist. I think, you know what? I think Jason runs all three of those teams, and he sucks so bad that like, all three of them are just like terrible, terrible teams.
See, I
That's
went
phenomenal.
yesterday that you ran Cam's team, and it's just a farm system for yours. You know,
I mean, you would have to say
really
that.
thought that.
You'd have to say that about a former manager who is no longer in the league. He traded me a lot of picks for nothing, for the most part.
Yeah,
TJ Watt, baby, first round pick for TJ Watt.
yeah. That's
Yeah, I
And then
still
Man.
think it's that Voldemort made to you, and it's like, what are we doing? I've got people. Give me first round picks for defenders that get not.
Cam died.
Cam.
no.
Cam is dead.
I found an animal. So I'm going
Is that a little wild cat? A feral cat?
Yeah. How are you living? You and this child. If no one is here. All right, guys. I got to be honest with you. I lied. I lied about. I didn't go in the woods. This is just me now. That is my
Okay.
son, and that is my cat. And this is not a cabin. I just went off the deep end for a bit. That part was true. Went off the deep end. Just a little crazy. It's all good. But I'm probably going to get a haircut. Keep talking what you were talking about.
I
That's
wouldn't.
okay.
I wouldn't get a haircut. I would leave it just like it is.
Just like it is, Cam. Just like
Okay.
it is.
So the one truth to everything is, I have not been keeping up with the league. I did a little bit, but like Sleeper, the notification system fucking sucks, and I got really pissed off at it. I got really pissed off. The first time I watched football was 2 weeks ago this year. So I'm blowing that team up. So y'all fill me in. Who is obviously you guys are in the running. Is there anybody else who's got a fucking snowball's chance in hell at winning it this year?
I think Tran has a very good team with Josh
Yeah.
Allen as his quarterback.
Yeah, I think
He could put up
Clint-
50.
Clint and Tran both have my
Jeff?
bad. Jeff has a great shot.
There it is. Okay.
Especially
Jeff's still here. Cool.
If Swift can get things together, his quarterbacks are suffering though. He doesn't have a ton of ceiling. He's got to get it from everybody else.
That's
Gotcha.
what she said.
That's it. Eric, are you still the commissioner?
What is my what's my freaking name tag say, dub dub?
Joke's on you. I don't read, bitch. It's not that I can't
don't?
read. I don't
Oh, okay.
read.
As
I
long
actively
as you
choose
can,
not to read.
That's fine.
All right, Charlie.
Yeah.
Ah,
You
Hey,
are
I-
Charlie. just FYI, you are Charlie
maybe.
of this league. And
Maybe.
honestly, I just wanted to bring something up real quick. I know this is blasphemy to talk about another league in this league show, but
It's a-
your team in Dynasty Nubs shows us that you have not been paying attention to fantasy football. You are exactly 0-11, and you have an empty roster spot starting against me right now. Just so you know, I'm being a nice person, just throwing it out there.
So
And you were starting Rob Gronkowski for quite some time, I believe.
So
who has retired?
I set my lineups for drag routes,
Which one are we?
hard
Yeah, there we
knocks,
go.
and go fuck yourself. I made sure I set those lineups every week. Dynasty Nubs, I gave up on that a long time ago when he who shall not be named was forcefully removed from the league. I was given that team, and I was just like, well, this sucks. And I think I made some stupid trade at the beginning of the year. It might have been Tran. He was like, hey, can I get this? And I was like, dude, just send me the trade. I don't care.
Why did it take you 2 weeks to approve my Miles Sanders trade to you then?
Because I don't care.
Strong.
I didn't
strong
realize
words.
them too. So really, you just plucking Cam's roster in all the leagues.
Pretty much. I sent Eric a message and I was like, bro, they're going to think that like you're blowing me or like we got something going on in the back end. Because it was like every time, like
back end.
In the back end, yeah. But
Back and the front end.
Yeah, I said it, but I was like, bro, like, I was like, oh no, it might have been to you, Keith. I was like, please, somebody send me something so I have to fucking keep trading with Eric. I was like, it might have been Tran too. I was like, dude, just send me something.
Why does everyone dislike trading with me? I really want the honest answer on that.
Okay, because you're the fucking commissioner. 2, you got the belt on your shoulder. 3, I don't like you. I'm assuming everybody else doesn't either. So that's 3. I was doing 3. I know how to count as well. I just actively choose not to.
Fair.
Fair enough. Let's get to some actual shit. How about that, guys?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So the playoff preview, I'm going to read through these real quick, and then I'm going to get y'all's thoughts on it. So the playoff preview, I wanted to do the go from the bad to the good. So the shit bowl teams, which I'm considering guaranteed. Corey at 3-8, he took over Voldemort's team. It was an awful team filled with players from an awful NFL franchise, if I can say that. He is 3-8, 12th in points scored, last. So he's last in points scored. Bryson is also 3-8. He's second. He's 11th in points scored. Toby, who I will never say his actual name, he's 4-7, 9th in points scored. Jay is 4-7, 8th in points scored. And then I would say Cam, sorry, buddy, he's gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. You are going to definitely be in the shit bowl because you just blew up your team. You got rid of your the only 3 players that are actually any good on your team. But you did get a haul of picks, and I kind of, if we have time, I'd like to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
But you actually were 5th in points scored, which I thought was wild.
Yeah, it's been my MO every year.
With a pretty bad record there. So any freaking –
yeah, not great.
Does anybody have any qualms with those 5 teams? Do we disagree? Agree? What?
No, I think that's probably pretty safe. I do wish.
Yeah, after. Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was just gonna say after 3 years of fucking mediocrity and like getting close and never getting there, I was like, I told everybody, if this year sucks for me, that's it. I'm blowing the whole fucking thing up. And so I'm just doing a full-on rebuild at this point. So I accept it. I think that's okay. I would take the shit bowl this year if I need to.
There's never anything with a full rebuild. Just tear it down to the nubs and care of it. My only thing, and I don't have with everybody, but I do wish a couple of these guys, and 3 of them are in that lower tier, more active. Because if they're not going to be active sooner or later, their teams are just, I don't want them to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that tends to happen from what I understand. This is only my 3rd year doing it, but, you know, I mean, Eric's active in both leagues, in all the leagues, and a lot of people are, but there's some that you send them a trade request and you look in a month and it hasn't even been looked at. That's fine, but
those fuckers, man.
I just worry about them losing interest. I hope that doesn't happen.
What do you think, Cam?
Well, I definitely think part of that's on me. We had so much momentum going with videos, and we had so much interaction going, man. And like, when I went through my shit and kind of fell off for a bit, fucking, there it is. Yep. Talking about you. You talking good? We are not about you guys.
And they're not talking at all.
Yeah, they're not talking at all. But I think definitely, I don't know. I think there's ways that we can do it. I'm definitely, now that I've gotten settled in my new place and everything's finally getting, put in place where it needs to be. As soon as I get Wi-Fi in this motherfucker, I'm going to start doing videos again. So hopefully that'll kick it back up. I don't want anybody to lose interest either, but I understand, life happens, man. It's wild. Life is fucking strange. So if there's, shit, y'all come up with any ideas to reel these guys back in or have them reeled in the first place, we need to do it. Whether it's, we can berate them through text and calls. Like, oh, dude, look, I got it. Perfect. We'll make it a thing. The next time we do a podcast, we will call Nick and Bryson on the air repeatedly until they answer. And if they don't answer, we're just going to keep blowing their shit up. And then we'll get Jason to call them, and then we'll get Keith to call them, and then we'll get Tran to call them. We'll just get everybody to keep calling them. We're going to make them
amazing.
Yeah, we're going to force
podcast
them.
material.
Yeah, we're going to force them into being our friends. God damn it.
Jesus.
Well, negative reinforcement really is the way.
Yeah. As our parents taught us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Rule by fear. You know?
Yeah.
With an iron fist. Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what the good book says.
Hell yeah. Called my old dad, old man, to be like, "Hey, dude, you did a good job. I'm really taking your lessons into account here, and just fucking up my friendships."
I'll say this. I will say both of them do set their lineups, which is
yes,
and they make transactions. But yeah, the trade thing is weird. But I'll say, man, speaking of, well, it's a good transition here to the guaranteed play. Actually, yeah, let's do the guaranteed playoff teams, and then we'll talk about that.
You played yourself off.
And we'll talk about that freaking battle for what Keith said earlier, the 5th seed, because frankly, I think it's probably going to be the 5th seed, but guaranteed playoff. Oh my God, fuck my roll.
There it is.
Somebody else
You suck at this. The guaranteed playoff shit. The guaranteed playoffs. Fuck you.
That's
no,
what you get.
You don't idiot bitch, man.
Yeah, you got idiot bitch.
I don't like it.
Guaranteed playoff teams. Eric 8-3, first in points scored. Everybody saw that coming. Remaining schedule. I've got Corey, I've got Jay, and then I've got my rival, my other fantasy. Oh, this is what I was going to want to say earlier. Sorry. Not everybody is fantasy football. What? Not everybody's fantasy football degenerates like Keith and I.
You beat the shit out of it enough to make us think that y'all are rivals. Go ahead. Sorry, it was a bad joke.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be some sort of gay joke, but I don't know. But
I'm just off.
Yeah, so I get it. I get it, man. Like, people don't check the stuff as much as I do, or Keith does, or Tran does. Tran doesn't have anything else to do. He has rats to keep him company, and his wife. But that's it. You know, he's got no friend. I'm just playing Tran. I love you, buddy. I love you. Opponent's record.
What do you think Tran's favorite cheese is?
Swiss.
Okay.
That's
all I had.
No, let's think. Let's expand on that real quick.
Keith, what do you think?
I don't know. Is there a vaguely Asian cheese that I don't? Asians are big on the cheese.
I was gonna say Asiago.
His favorite cheese is rice.
Oh, cancel.
Oh, almost got a spit take from Cam. Okay.
All canceled. It's fine.
That's enough messing around, you two. We got to get to this shit.
I'm sorry. Keith brings it out of me.
I know. It's just a playful atmosphere in here.
I love him.
My remaining opponents' combined record is 12-21. That's pretty much just Keith. I mean, even though he is 5-6, that sucks. But out of all the guaranteed playoff teams, right? Out of all the guaranteed playoff teams, I'm tied for the easiest record left. Tran, he's third in points scored. He's got Cowboy, Toby, and Cam left, 16-17. That, to me, he could get beat by Cowboy, which I can never remember his actual real name, but I don't think it's important to do so.
No,
is it Jeff?
Nobody cares about Jonathan. The weird thing about the Cowboy and Nick, and I guess if Tran wins, he probably locks up the 2nd seed, right? Because these 2 games, plenty of points. So this is kind of a big one for him, because he doesn't want to play me in the 3rd seed.
Oh no!
It's on to next year.
Oh no! Let me see here. I'm going to look at this real quick just to kind of check how they're doing. Yeah, right now, Tran. Keith and I had a whole diatribe about the projections before we actually hit record. But Cam is or Cam. They're both kind of Asian. Tran is 35. He's predicted to win by 35 points projections wise. So we'll see and I think you're right, Keith.
It was that far, but yeah, if he wins, he's second seed for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
what about
if I stumble, he could legit be the 2 seed as well. So
isn't there somebody in Toby?
Huh?
Isn't there somebody in the league named Toby or something?
Yeah.
Okay. He's not doing great.
Smell your punt.
That's it. Okay. He's not Cowboy. Who the fuck is Cowboy?
He took over for Burnham's team. He took over for Burnham's team.
Huh.
He's one of Keith's poker buddies. They poke each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey. That is a true story.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, Cowboys doing so good. I'm like he took over a team that was first, and second. What?
Yeah.
All you got to do is not ruin it. And he's
just don't fuck this up.
I won't give him more than that ever.
Don't.
Jonathan knows I'll never compliment him.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
He is
right now.
He's. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
And I was just going to say, right now, Jonathan is he's riding a 5-game win streak. So he's got the second highest win streak in the league.
He's riding a 5-inch dick.
That's it. Cam, go back to your cabin.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I've got it being 3:30 in the afternoon. I imagine it's 2:30. Are you already drunk?
No, I'm not. I'm being a responsible
in your
adult.
mountain man cabin. Okay.
In the mountain man cabin. No, I'm actually being a responsible. This is my first alcoholic beverage, and it's just because I got home from work. So that's where we're at.
You took Damien to work with you?
I did. He I got a picture, man.
Did you get him to labor a little bit?
Yeah, so my boss told him I had to pay him my wages, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna do that. So he doesn't know he's supposed to get paid. So
easy. Child labor. Yeah. Oh, God. I want to make a joke right now, but I can't.
Tran, go ahead and get this guy canceled. It's cool.
Don't
I ain't even mad at you.
Do it, Eric.
And I saw Keith's face light up too, because he knows the joke I want to make. Anyways, okay.
Tran's just sitting there waiting for the report button. He's just sitting there like this. He's like, go ahead, Eric.
So yeah, I mean, I think Keith is right. If Tran wins this, he will have a 2-game lead over number 2. Shit, and if Jason could win this week, which who's he playing? Anyway, we'll get to that stuff in a minute. So Tran looking pretty good, honestly, to be at least one of the top 3 seeds, I would say. Keith, you're going to get in my opinion, 5 and 6. You've got Jeff, aka Clint. You've got Corey, pretty terrible team, and then you've got me, amazing team. I might sit my starters though, because I already probably tied up the first seed. But 18 and 15 opponents records remaining. I mean, obviously, I think most of the wins on there are coming from me. But
I think Clint has 7.
Oh, he does have 7. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You and him both. What are you? 9 and 2?
8 and 3.
8 and 3.
8 and 3.
Okay.
Because you beat me by a fucking 100 points in the beginning of the season or some shit.
Hell yeah.
Good. It was looking really good.
Then the Reaper came.
The wheels just fell off. I lost Javonte, which he wasn't playing great at the beginning anyway, but a lot of people, but nobody super crucial now. Like the worst one right now is losing Goddard. Goddard's kind of hurting because he was.
I can give you Mike Gesicki for a first rounder.
Yeah.
I've at various points throughout the season, I've lost Chris Godwin. I didn't have DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games. Zeke was out.
And
Listen. It took 2 weeks for Justin Fields to actually be amazing, so that was hard on me as well. But
Mhm.
Travis Kelce,
Glad to see that, though. We talked about Fields before, right after he got drafted, and we're all convinced he was going to be great. And to finally see it, as stupid as I thought for a minute.
yeah, dude,
Like I was second guessing.
he's so good. It's ridiculous. Like the dude ran for 178 yards the other day. He has like 350 rushing yards over the past 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
dumb.
It doesn't even make
I mean,
freaking sense.
His passing's still not where you want it, but some of that's not have a ton of help. His line sucks. Like he's got like one read and take off one on like
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts did last year, but it works for fantasy.
yeah. I mean, you talk about it all the time, Keith. How freaking like shit. The rushing quarterbacks are like literally they're a cheat code, man. Like it doesn't even. It should. I think it's Jason Moore actually from the Fantasy Footballs. He talks about it all the time how rushing quarterback like their rush needs to be like half or something like that. Like their stats need to be half.
You know, like in my auction league, I was kind of trying to make the case point passing touchdowns, and you know, of course, they don't like anything I have to say. I'm just going to they love kickers, they love 4-point touchdowns. But when I put it like this, people started to listen a little bit. I'm like, okay, 1,000 yards. That counts for 25 touchdowns. Are you like help out Tom Brady a little bit? Because he's never going to have – he has no – so you're giving Lamar and Justin Fields and probably Trey Lance next year and guys like that, them 25 passing touchdowns. Give the
I didn't think
passing
of it like that.
touchdowns a little more.
Yeah. Come out of the dark ages a little bit. But I mean, you know. So I wanted to do
all I want. Kicker.
Yeah.
Out.
Get out of here, yeah. So I just did a little bit of math to for Justin Fields last 6 weeks, just on the ground. He's averaging 107 yards rushing, and he has 6 touchdowns in the last 6 weeks, 6 rushing touchdowns.
Holy
I think
shit.
I think I'll keep starting him.
Yeah. It's probably a good bet. I'm not a betting man, but
That was the one.
If I had him, I would be.
That was the one area where your team was not. I wouldn't say struggling, but they were. It was the weak quarterback, and now with Tua coming out like he has and Fields like flex next week. You know, I know you're ready for it now.
Yeah. Right. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say, but that's all right.
Something dumb.
It wasn't anything.
Something
it was something stupid.
Say something stupid, Eric.
We got Jeff up next, 7-4, 7th in points scored. Like that's pretty. I put a little note in here. He probably need to drop 2 or 3 to lose the 3 or 4 seed and probably miss the playoffs because he's not scoring a lot of points. But the great thing is it's rough this week because he's got Keith, but we all know that Jeff is going to score his highest points of the season this week because he is playing Keith. And Keith, you'll probably have second most points scored this week, I would guess. Something like that.
I think you're projected for like 340, and then we're all projected for like 2. Actually, there's a couple of high score. I think Jason's projected for over 200. Jay.
Yep.
I mean, you know, like we said, projections are dumb, but you know, they're.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's actually 3 of us projected for 200. Damn, Jason's only projected 8 points behind me, but it's Jason. I'm not even worried about that. But so Jeff, he has only hard game he has left, in my opinion, is you this week. That's a left before the playoffs. He's got Bryson next week, and then Jay the week after that. Jay has a good team. I just think his team's not showing up very well.
Yeah, JC.
And I think
he beat me earlier this year. Freaking Metcalf, man.
DK. But he does have the easiest schedule.
I don't know.
Tied with me.
I was saying, what was it,
Right.
last year, the year before, maybe both last years? Like, I don't know. Jay, I just keep waiting for his team to pop off. Like, I've been rooting for him. Literally been rooting for the man. I think I've said it in quite a few Dynasty Talk episomes.
But why?
And it's not happening. I don't know. Man, I ain't got to explain shit to you. Quit flashing that belt in front of me. Or I'm going to give it the
But
old.
he's got a.
I'm going to give it the Divas belt treatment. You keep on.
You'll throw it in the trash?
Nope.
Oh, you disgusting pervert.
Yeah, there it is. Took him a second. For those of y'all that don't know, just go check out, you know what I'm talking about.
Championship, right?
The Page Divas Championship. Just go check that out. You can Google image it.
Page versus Xavier Woods. That's what you should.
That's what you want. Xavier Woods and that other guy and that other dude.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's lots of dudes.
Lots of dudes. All right. Last person, Cowboy / Jonathan. 4th in points scored. He's 7-4. He's got a 1-game lead on Jason and Nick in the division, the Ass Beaters Battalion or some stupid like that.
I love that shit.
But he's got Tran this week. I do think he's going to lose that one, but and he's got Nick next week. Nick's got a pretty decent team. He's got a mediocre team, I would say. And then he's got an easy win in week 14 with Toby. But he might drop 2 of those last 3 and find himself he might not even – I mean, it really depends on what happens with our next people. Anything else for that?
Jonathan is the one that could possibly get Nick. Like, if there's one person who's got a shot in his last 2 games being kind of tough.
That's true. That's very true. So now we're going – so that, in my opinion, I think those 5 teams are fairly lock-ish, especially the top. Like, there's no way that myself, Tran, Keith miss the playoffs. I don't think Jeff, a.k.a. Clint, is going to miss the playoffs either. Mm-hmm. So I think those 4, us 4, are locked into the playoffs, depending. I don't know. Well, Keith, you'll be the 6th seed.
And
there's no other way around
that.
I'm
not proud of this 6th seed. But the custom playoffs as they are such a.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I did it. That's why I wanted to do it this way, because it rewards you. Probably have the most points scored against you, I would guess. I haven't looked at it, but your team is phenomenal. You just been unlucky, in my opinion, and you are the reaper, and that's kind of on you. But your team, but you have a super great team. And honestly, to me, as much as I want to hold on to this right here, to me, it's about the competition. You want the best teams in the playoffs. And head-to-head, and just because you're top 6 in the head-to-head league doesn't mean those are the top 6 best teams in the playoffs.
No, we've all had those years where, you score a bunch of points, 8 out of 12, and so I get it. Mixing it up, and we all want to bitch about like the green light defensive scoring. I'm going to talk about that another time. It's a wild card. This seed score is a wild card. The noobs passing being kind of nerfed a little bit is a wild card. If every league's this, you don't really have to change your game plan. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know when we sat down and we started throwing around the idea of a wild card slot, I got really hyped up about it. I was a big advocate for it because I don't know, man, it just adds to the intrigue, and I think it made last year really exciting that way. Because it was last year that we introduced it, and it was like, oh shit, who the hell is going to get it? It was really, I don't know. I think it's fucking cool. I hate talking to people that play fantasy and they're like, oh yeah, just play standard, and they don't talk about anything. It's just standard. And you're like, well, you didn't throw anything else in there? You didn't do anything?
I was getting down, dude, to that music.
Do you guys play any like just standard Yahoo, standard ESPN leagues at all?
I don't.
Yeah.
This is the first year, man, that I have never, like you talking about, like a rando just
jump in
yeah.
a public league.
This is the first year, and probably since 2004, where I haven't done that.
Yeah, the only reason I do it is because I've always got a buddy. He's like, "Hey, jump in a league with me," and then the same thing, 4 or 5 guys in that situation, 4 or 5 guys in a league, and stop doing these public leagues, because leagues can be, a lot of times you're in week 9 and you look at your opponent and 3 and they don't have a kicker going. Like, okay, they haven't even checked this in week. We're only 2 in a month.
Yeah,
that kind of
for me. Well, I know it's to boost your ego. That's number one. I'm sure that's why you do them.
That is number one.
And dude, honestly, with best ball becoming legal in Arizona, that's all I needed. Like, it was just that I wanted to scratch that I want to draft itch, So with best ball stuff, we talked about it a few weeks ago. You and I did, talking about how if we're winning any money or whatever in those things. But
my daily fantasies, I'm still up, a little bit, not a ton, but as long as I stay over, I'm fine with it. But my best balls, man, I put in like $50 and I might be winning 30 now. Like, my best balls are tanking hard.
A net 20 loss there.
Yeah, it's getting bad. Yeah. I'm concerned I'm not going, which I don't care about that amount of money. It's just, it means a problem. I can't be loser.
I got you. All right, we would be remiss. I think the most intriguing thing here is that battle for our 5th seed between Nick and the junior co-commissioner, Jason.
Jason, I'm pulling for you. Jason, you got this. Jason, 100%. It's you, baby, and then you're going to take the belt from Eric. I'm calling it right now. Calling my shot. It's going to happen. I love me some Jason.
If Jason wins this league, I'm not joking, I will French kiss a fucking 9mm. So I can't have him beating me anymore. He's beat me 2 out of the last 3 years in the championship game in the fucking Henry County Hard Knocks. Just FYI, I've been in that championship game the past 3 years. I have had 0 titles the past 3 years. So 2nd is my favorite place to be, I guess.
That sucks.
Well, you got the belt.
Man, that's how my old school, like, I think I lost to you one year, I lost to Jason one year, I lost to Jay one year, Carlin one year. How he made it was all. I think this was the year when he took D'Angelo Williams in the 3rd round, Le'Veon Bell.
Oh,
like, what do we? This happened, but
that is
what can
brutal.
You do?
Yeah, it's not a great feeling. Everybody,
it's gonna be this one.
Like, it's all like, oh, this is cool, like, for consistency or whatever. It shows that, I'm in it every year, but I just want to win. Like, at this point, it's either championship or nothing for me. Like, in every single league, there's no point in playing. Dynasty's a different story. Empire League's a different story. Like, but anywho, fifth seed, Jason 6-5, Nick 6-5. They're in the same division. Jason is 6th in points scored. Nick is a measly 10th in points scored. Jason's opponents' records for the next 3 weeks: 15-20. Nick 18-15. But the kicker, not in our league, but the kicker to this matchup here is week 14. They play against each other. Keith, you put it beautifully in the docs. I'll let you take it away.
Ooh.
Man, 2-man enter, 1-man leave. I mean, it's so like the how the NFL the last week of the season is all division matchups. For games for your season to come down, and I don't care about that division even a little bit because I have nothing to do with it. But they're coming down to you win and you're in. That's awesome. That's so rarely to see last week, because a lot of times in fantasy, somebody's running away with it, and you got 16 teams vying for 5 spots or whatever, but this is like another couple guys that could creep up if the right things happen. But Nick and Jason certainly winning in that week. Like I'm just bench my whole team and just watch what everybody else is doing. Just,
if you do it, I'll do it.
Well, I
that would be
keep
hilarious.
those points up. I got to keep those points.
No, you said it.
To make sure.
I thought I was gonna trap you at that for a second. I was like, oh hell yeah.
No, that would be hilarious. Like, Keith
Got
lost
him.
by 5 points because he benched his whole team. I'm like, that.
And then it'd be this.
This guy.
Idiot bitch. Now the
Hiding
big question,
stickers,
Cam,
like I did
is
that.
right. The big question is, Cam, what would Jason do if he loses? If he gets kicked out of the playoffs by bumbling, stumbling Nick freaking Johnson, who is perennially 7th in Henry County Hard Knocks. He hasn't made the playoffs, I don't think, ever.
Yeah.
What would he do?
I mean,
you think he'll kill Nick?
Well, I don't know if he'll kill him, but I mean, he'll definitely put him in the hospital. And Jason would probably just take that as fuel to the fire and fucking just go off in Henry County Hard Knocks. Like, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Like, I love, as much as I talk shit about Nick, I like him. But I really, really feel like that Jason hurt him. In like a friend way. Like, yeah, I'm not going to kill you. I just break your leg a little bit,
Yeah.
Like,
right leg
big
hospital, left leg cemetery.
As friends. That's your Henry County Hard Knocks. That's your weak ass 8.
Yeah.
Dude,
8 man.
I
Wait, doing
pressed
7
so
keepers?
hard. I pressed so hard to get them to expand it to 10 this year. Someone who shall not be named, however, has already been named in this podcast for not talking very much, threatened to quit over if we went to 10. So I tried. It's 8 teams. It's trash.
I think when people get to play in 8-team leagues, they wouldn't mind. They see their teams just not looking the same. When you've got an 8-man or when an 8-man league, everybody's a superstar. When you got to starting, like, you got to think about they're not a beast anymore. Like that's the only difference in an 8 and a 10. And even a 10 rosters in Yahoo for a 10-man league, I'm like, I got Kenneth Walker on the bench because I've got like Saquon and CMC. Like how I guess like the late second this year if you drafted early enough. But yeah, you got on those benches and they're so good, and it's just optics, Yeah,
it's just it's kind of crazy, but yeah. Anyway, freaking Jason's got Toby left this week. I think that's an easy win for him. Nick has Cam. That's an easy win for Nick. So they're going to be sorry, Cam, but I'm just speaking the truth.
No,
here.
it's okay.
And then Jason plays Cam
first rounds in the next 2 years.
That's right, baby. And then Jason plays Cam in week 14 or week 13. I think that's a win for Jason. So he's good 2-0 from that point. But here's where the hard part comes for Nick. He plays Cowboy. Jonathan. Like
Cowboy next week. Yeah.
That's
going to be a big deal.
It's honestly, that's the matchup of the week next week for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that has massive
and that's
playoff implications for both teams.
For both of them. Yeah, that was the thing. When I first looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's big for Nick. And I'm like, today loses this week and then loses next week. He's really scrapping for the last. Like, he could easily be leapfrogged by Nick. And I imagine the year's points, right? Doesn't matter head to head.
What's that now?
Doesn't matter. Our tiebreaker at the end of the year is points, correct?
Is points, yes.
Total
points.
Total points.
Yeah. So
total, not like matchup points or anything like that. That's 2 in the weeds.
Yeah, so loser matchup is really going to be hurting. Like, I'm curious to see what happens if Cowboy finds Fran and then loses to Nick. might have a three-way we'll have a three-way for 2 spots.
Yeah, we
in
will.
the final week. And I know Cam is all about the dude on dude three-way.
Yo, there's 3 of us here now, guys.
Don't like it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I am really looking forward to seeing some of these.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, right now Nick is predicted to win, and then Jason's really predicted to win, and it looks like Jonathan might lose. So, if Jonathan loses this week and Nick wins, and if Nick and Jason win this week and Jonathan loses, they're all tied at 7-5. Jonathan has quite a few more points than those 2 teams, so that's good.
Yeah. That thing I was looking at Nick. Nick is behind. He's points behind Jason, so he'll have to like really put some points together. So he's definitely the odd man out. But you know, if somebody gets a little more, especially having some heads up matchups with these guys.
Yeah,
because I was just gonna say, if Nick can beat Cowboy, you know, he might just end up with a better record than both of them anyway.
And that's really what I'm. I mean, if one of these, if Jason or Nick goes 3-0, then that's pretty much a wrap for the other person. Because they can't, with them playing each other in week 14, they can't do that. So, man, I'm really curious. If you had to take a guess, Cam, who would you say out of? Let's just say let's just keep it to Jason and Nick for now. I know you put your support behind Jason by trading him Derrick Henry. I told you I would have gave you a second for him. I don't know what your deal was with that, but are you going? Is your prediction Jason to win, to get that 5th seed? Well, Cam is stuck.
Yeah, it looks like Cam is.
He looks angry too, doesn't he?
I'll tell you what, Jason Henry is a big deal, but these last couple weeks, schedule is pretty soft. What if Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow all kind of show up? That's what Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase did last year in the playoffs. Like anybody that had them, they just won. There wasn't. It didn't matter. I think Ja'Marr Chase is coming off a fractured hip. I don't really care when to suffer. I would have to say Jason has the edge, especially in the winter. But you don't ever know what Ja'Marr Chase and Burrow can do.
Yeah, that's a fact. Oh, I thought we had Cam jumping back in. Oh, there he is. He's a black screen, and he's gone again. Never mind. He's ruined everything. I'll throw, honestly, I'll just throw my I'm going to throw my heart says Nick. My heart wants Nick to get into the playoffs because anytime Jason suffers, that brings me great joy. Just like you, Keith.
Sure.
Every time I see an injury to one of your players, I don't celebrate injuries, but I do a little bit, just a little shoulder dance, just a little something.
Yeah, I don't want to be like overly shitty about it, but sometimes I'm just like,
yeah, exactly. But no, I'll say Jason. Jason ends up being our 5th seed. I would think the playoff or I think the seeding is going to look something like. I think Tran pretty much has that division tied up, especially if he like we talked about, if he gets a victory over Jonathan this week, that division is his. He's going to be the 2 seed.
Done.
And frankly, man, if my team, if I have an off week or something, he's not that. Never mind. He's a lot behind me in points. He's about 200 points behind me. So I don't think he's going to catch up. I thought it was closer than that. So I would say
the only one that could catch you is if Jeff wins out, have some kind of something happen. I can't because what's he 1 game behind?
He's 1 game behind.
Yeah, but he's got to he's than you though because he's not going to catch you in points.
No, he won't catch me in
So
points.
he's-
So I would have to lose.
Yeah,
I'd have to lose 2, and he'd have to win 2.
Yeah, so you've got this division pretty much sewn up then.
I would think so. So let's say me at the 1 seed, Trent at the 2 seed. If I'm telling you, I really don't think Jonathan's going to win this week, and I think that's going to throw everything into chaos. And then, so I'm going to say Clint is going to be the 3 seed because he's got a little easier path. So Clint the 3 seed, the 4 seed. Whoo! I'm gonna say Jonathan stays at the 4 seed though, just based on points. He's got quite a few more points than Jason and Nick.
He's got one of those teams that could blow up too. He could easily put 225 up, no problem.
Yeah, he does. He does. So we're gonna say Jonathan at the 4. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm throwing Jason at the 5, and then that puts you at 6. What is that? What are the matchups looking like then? So that'll be you and Jeff.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're playing like
buddy.
That'll be twice in 4 weeks.
Hell yeah.
And then just because so much shit. I was hoping he was the 3 seed playoffs. Because no matter who wins, there's going to be so much. I've told you, even I'm like Chael Sonnen. I could take a beating, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, there's no. Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite qualities about you. I'm the same way. Like if I'm losing, you best believe I'm going down talking some trash because I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care about karma. Karma can suck a dick.
I'm going to tell you how my players were injured. Like I'm going to be a gentleman about it, but I'm going to be like, hey, it seems real garbage, and this is the reasons why.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to respond to anything.
Yeah. Any valid points the other person makes are automatically invalid.
No. Like so this isn't a debate. This is not a debate. This is me standing here telling you, stop.
Yeah. Well, that puts Jason and Jonathan playing each other.
Yeah.
That's a good game. I think Jason wins. Because Derrick Henry's playoff schedule, I don't know if you heard it. They talked about it on the Fantasy Footballers. It's it's beautiful.
Yeah. And it seems like he's got somebody super soft schedule. Who's got Kamara?
Jason has Kamara as well.
Yeah. He's got a great playoff schedule.
I mean, he's got Dameon Pierce. Jason's got a good team, really. He's got Jalen Hurt, Dameon Pierce, Miles Sanders. His running back core it's legit. It's just his wide receivers are a little. He's been enjoying T. Higgins without Jamar Chase. And when Jamar Chase comes back, that's going to eat into Higgins' role, I would say substantially. But I mean, either way.
Yeah, I would say. I honestly, I just don't. I base being healthy. Like he might be healthy. He might be out there running. I don't think he's going to be that. I don't think he's got that 50-point game in him. They have the Steelers in the playoff run, so it could get real bad. The championship week of 15, Jamar Chase has the Steelers. That could be 50 points. But getting there.
Where is he at? I'm trying to find Jamar Chase real quick on Homeboy's team. Okay, yeah. So we got it looks like he's coming back this week against Tennessee.
Supposedly.
But I mean, then you got Kansas. So I ain't even worried about that. We're talking about week 15? That's Tampa Bay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how everything goes there. But I'll say Jason wins that one, and then that puts you against Tran. Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah. Honestly, I really like my team, but people I'm playing against will have really, really solid teams, and I could beat them easy. Got blow up. I've got to get stable production from a lot of people. I don't have that guy beyond. I mean, I've got AJ Brown, but he's time.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a little boomer
I'll get
bust.
40 points. Yeah, he's super. And I traded for Pittman, but that wasn't so much for this year. I couldn't have every player from the 49ers on my roster. I think everybody who gets to the playoffs has winning a game minimum. I don't think anybody's going to beat you. I don't think anybody's going to beat you. But everybody's got a team you to have a 220 point game to win.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Yeah, it's I was looking at the playoffs last year, and it was you and I played did we play in the second? I think you and I played the second round, or no, me and Cam.
No.
Anyways,
yeah,
I think it was me and Cam actually.
I can't remember who I lost. I think I lost to round. He had, if I'm not mistaken, a bunch of people just went stupid, and I needed on Monday night. I needed 40 from Dalvin and Mooney.
Yeah,
happened. He didn't have the device on his shoulder, so I had no shot.
The device.
Nice.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be. I'm really excited. It's gonna be a fun playoffs, I think, for sure. Yeah. And then I know you had a segment here. We've talked about it a little bit, but I wanted you to hit those. What did you call it? It was something beautiful. Meaningful matchups made easy.
No, I mean we went through them. I've got the meaningful matchups this week, Clint, because that's got real playoff seeding, implication. Cam, yeah. That's one. It shows that they're close. But Cam did just blow up his team. I don't think he's got it in him. The Cowboy and Tran, the one. And then next week, the only one that's got real versus seeding potential is Nick and Cowboy.
Yeah.
All the other seeds,
that's the one.
Yeah, that is the one. The higher seeds just need to take care of business, fine. And then week 14, we talked about Jason and Nick, and then me and you, but Tran likes to root against us both, so it's going to be tough that week.
He's gonna be confused.
Yeah, he won't know what to do. But y'all have been friends for a long time. It's hard. He wants you to win, just not the title.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's true.
That's the one. Nick is involved. Nick is in a meaningful game. That's impressive.
Yeah, and honestly, for not to be mean, excuse me, he drafted like trash, and to see how he has actually legitimately turned this team around, because it was 2 years ago when he traded he traded Alvin Kamara away for quite a few picks,
mm-hmm.
and he got Jamar Chase out of one of those picks. So it just shows to me. It shows to me, and this is a little plug for trading for the rest of the remaining trade deadline. It legit shows to me that some of these teams, that some of you guys that we talked about earlier, that are shit bowl locks, in my opinion, and I'll ask Keith's opinion too, but y'all should really be looking at trading some of your players. I think I'm pretty much done trading for now, but maybe if you send me an offer, I might do some. But for real, it shows, Nick's situation shows how quickly you can turn a team around if you just if you take an honest freaking assessment of your team and say, yeah, I'm actually not a contender, and I've got to suck it up a little bit and suck. I've got to suck for a year, and then if you draft well, you have the potential to be a contender, and in meaningful matchups, just like Nick is in for the rest of this whole season. So, Keith, you got the same kind of opinion on that?
No, I'm right there with you. I have no problem. I think my team is not. When I say sell out for first or last, get to the playoffs and bench your whole team, because I do think we need to rework something about the shit king getting the number one pick.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it and leave players on the bench or whatever. But I also don't mind it because I would hate for some really good team, have a bunch of injuries, get to the playoffs, tank, or they win. That team doesn't deserve the number one pick either. There's just with the lottery and stuff like that. But
I would love
agree,
to implement a lottery. Ooh.
I think more content. We could easily have a lottery draft. But the one guy, man, there's one player sitting out there who's never going to move. We all know who it is.
Yes,
we all want him. I'm not I tried. I thought I almost Stefon Diggs. We have all made plays for Stefon Diggs. I think he could have got 2 firsts and a second, maybe 2 firsts and a player.
I offered him 2 firsts. I offered him 2 firsts. What, a couple? I think maybe beginning of this year or beginning of last year.
Yeah, which I get. Part of your team is not just you're like, okay, my team's not going to be a contender. What can I do? I really want to trade them to the most overpowered teams either, because then it's just hard. It's catch.
Yeah,
but you still got to get value for your assets. Value for your assets really doesn't matter who gets them, because in the mixing, and I don't mean just Toby's team, I mean anybody in that situation. He said Nick took an honest assessment. Is like, what can I get rid of to flip fast? Kamara's it's just good business, man. Sell what's worth the most.
Yeah. And it absolutely helps to know like the timing and the value of picks and stuff too. Like now is the time to get, if you're buying picks, you're not going to get them any cheaper. Then, I mean, at the beginning of the season, they would have been the cheapest, but
sure.
If you sit here and wait and if you're trying to get a first rounder off of me before the rookie draft, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than it's going to cost you right now. I mean, and that's just basic economics of Dynasty Fantasy Football, which maybe some people don't understand. I'm not sure.
I had a buddy the other day. We were in the chat talking. He's like, when I see people's trades, they look ridiculous to me. And he's like, and I know they're not because you guys are seeing. In my mind, I've got to wrap my head around dynasty worth. And I'm like, I'd rather be out on a guy early than late. Assess your team and be willing to get rid of out of it, right? Because I don't want to be wrapped up in overpaying for names. I will absolutely overpay for production, but not because he's been great for 5 or 6 years. I'm like, well, if they've been great 5 or 6 years, you might need to be, if they've been great 2 or 3, that's kind of when I'm trying to get them.
Yes.
And
yeah.
There are certain positions I don't mind getting older at in dying. Like if you wanted to go trade for Travis Kelce right now for 2 years, fine.
Yeah. Because tight ends play. Tight ends play until they're 35, 36, and they play productively.
And I traded Cup kind of out of necessity. I traded Cup, Amari Cooper, and a second-round pick in another league. And what's that? No, I got a. No, it was the second. It's more important to me to have a usable guy for a playoff run.
That makes it more palatable for me, to be honest, because I thought it was a first. I was upset about that. Okay. Anyways.
No, I was coming off of a first and Cooper. I probably could have got either or. But my feet were like, oh, he took a guy who's banged up. I'm like, man, you got to look beyond. Yeah. The Rams are going to shut him down, and next year he's going to have JT Mahomes. That's a problem. That is going to be a problem for years. Cup is a slot guy. Slot guys can play to 34, 35. Look at Wes Welker.
Adam Thielen.
And he's way better than all those guys.
Agree.
But things on the face of it, and he's like, "Oh, that trade doesn't make sense to me." But if you really sit back and you think about it, these aren't ridiculous moves. They look funny at the time, but they're not. They look stupid. I don't care how my trades look. Like, people are like, "Oh, what a dumb move." I'm like, okay. Like, I traded for Eckler last year, Mooney, and Akers. And the chat was like, "Oh, you lost that trade by a mile." I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah.
What? 1,000% they would make that trade.
Yeah.
So
No,
trust
100%.
your assessment of a player.
Agree. Get your guy, as people say all the time. Welcome back, Cam.
Yeah, fucking my shit got to like 15%, and then like it grayed out, and like I couldn't hear you guys. I couldn't do anything, but I know I was still going, and I was like sitting here like, what the fuck? And then my phone like restarted itself, and like, yeah, it was just a whole thing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking, honestly, right at this point, we're just talking like dynasty football philosophy. You could have really used the education, but you missed it. So you'll have to go back and watch the video, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, it'll be available.
Well, it'll be available on my OnlyFans.
He's gone again. I was gonna say.
I thought he was going to.
I
thought he was going to Google for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and fucking. I'm gonna go back
Eric
and
the
watch
Barbaric.
this video.
Eric the Barbaric is that's
Eric-
the handle on OnlyFans.
Eric the Barbar Intercontinental Champion.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, boys, let me see if we got anything else. I love that. What Keith added here. Eric's Black Magic most likely means another record score before year's end. I could dig that. 3 of the last 4, or 3 of the top 4 scores in this, now our 4th year in this league, have come in this year. Like, that's crazy, man.
Dude, when you and I were both like 2 or 3 points from each other, and I got the high score, I was like, before that score gets beaten, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's like, that's what makes me think you're just going to do it again. Somebody's going to break that record by the end of the year. You hit 250 this past week, right?
Dude, before stat corrections, I did that fucking ass. Dude, you have the highest score still by like 0.7 or something like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was down to like,
yes.
You scored 249 point something, and I scored 248.6 or something like that. Yeah.
See, I didn't even. I was so sure you could have not told me that, and I'd have never known. You could have just.
I'm going to get 275.
You probably.
I'm going to get 275 at some. Probably in week 16 or 17. In week 17, that's when I'm saving it for 275.
Yeah, but what's going to be awesome about that is it's going to be in the.
How dare you,
dude? If that man, But if you lose in the title game like that, or you leave even better, that might hurt worse because you expect to go so far. The parade's coming. 6 people,
dude,
walking around my neighborhood. It's gonna be like a New Orleans funeral.
Yeah, I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when is week 17? Is it going to be when because I'm in town, a Christmas time frame? It might actually be around that time.
Oh my God, that is going
to. Because if I'm in town and I lose, oh God, y'all are going to hear the screams from Bassett Forks.
It's funny. The poker game I'm thinking about having, I'm trying to have on December is Friday night because I know you guys are all in. I just was going to be on Sunday because if there would be a lot of fantasy people would be just wrecked. Just, oh my God, so butthurt. I would be out of it anyway, so I would just be pointing and laughing.
So week 17 is actually January 1st. So we missed, but week 16 will be while I'm in town. So it depends
that
on who's playing in
means
the second round of the playoffs. It could be, depend on your seed, Keith. I mean, I think you're going to be a 6 seed, so I doubt it'll be you. But it might be Jason. Me and Jason might be playing in the second round of the playoffs.
It's going to be phenomenal.
If y'all are here playing poker and things come to blows, you got to go outside. I can't have people rolling through my walls in the basement.
Well, it also depends. If it comes to blows, you might just send them to the bedroom.
But
It's funny because of sex. Come on.
No,
I got it.
No. You don't have to explain it, sir. We get it. We get it.
goodness gracious.
Oh, God, that would be so good to have a get together the day.
Dude, I'm telling you what. Either I'm going to be real happy or real upset because
somebody's feelings are getting hurt.
Yeah, but I will be talking shit through the whole thing until, like, if I were to lose, then I would be like super quiet and I just might snap and just chug a fifth of Jack Daniels and start fucking setting things on fire. So it's no good.
No, that's how I feel about noobs. Like,
oh yeah,
I've set my team. I'm like, well, it is what it is now. My lineup's good. I'm like, I'm either gonna win or I'm not. I'm 50-50.
Yeah, it's a great but terrible feeling. Honestly, it really because the weight of expectations, and like you said, dude, it's going to be 11 other people holding a fucking parade. If you lose in noobs, nubs, whatever you want to call it, and I lose in DDR, it's going to be 11 other people, 22 people holding a fucking parade.
Yeah,
and just
your buddy,
just to shit on us.
Your buddy, Rams fan, man, he's more worried about it's kind of hilarious. Like, oh, look at Keith struggling. Yeah, I've lost 2 games, man. It's pretty rough in the streets.
Yeah, that's fantasy football. It's parity, man, especially in a 12-team league. Like you're not going to be the top scorer every single week.
Even joking around about an overpowered team like you build or whatever, when you really ever expects to go undefeated. I just need to win in the playoffs. I do not care about week 12, week 17.
Yeah,
15 through 17 is all I can.
Go 3-0. Oh, you want or 2-0, whichever one. Yep, agreed.
Yep.
Well, I think this is a good point to wrap it up, fellas. Cam, you got anything you want to say to the other dipshits in the league?
Yeah, I miss everybody, and I'm back now. So send me trades or whatever. I'm gonna do better for you guys, and hopefully be able to get some legit Dynasty Talk videos come out. Fuck you. There it is. That's all I gotta say. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. I don't give a shit. Is that what you wanted?
Yep, this is beautiful.
Okay, cool.
That is the.
I like it.
All right.
Everybody's on the same page. Fuck them.
Fuck them. All right, fellas. Hope y'all enjoyed. We definitely enjoyed the sound of our own voices a lot. It was an hour and almost 20 minutes. You better watch every second of it.
Every goddamn second.
So I'm not editing.
All right. I love you guys, and I look
luck on everybody.
to
all of you guys watching in the league. Seriously, good luck. Except he probably needs it more than I do, but it doesn't matter. I got to get this ball rolling, man. I think we both lost 2 in a row. Actually,
y'all might have. Y'all need to step it up.
Jason's going to win the whole thing.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that trash. It feels pretty good to have 7 wins in a row. I'll leave on a happy note. I really do freaking love all you guys. As much shit as we talk, this is an absolute my favorite league to play in. Not just because I dominate it, but because this is a very fun league. I think we got some fun rules shit in place. But yeah, man.
Love you guys.
See y'all. We'll catch y'all later. Later.
Bye.